Okay, so it's the middle of the afternoon here at the Triathlon Show Sandown Park on the Sunday, and I'm joined by Philip Hatsis from Try Training Harder. Afternoon, Philip.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Enjoying the show?
Absolutely loving it. First time exhibiting here, and indeed first time here as well, and it's a real buzz. It's really nice, really enjoying it.
Yeah, you had lots of interest in your camps?
Yes, a lot more than we were kind of expecting, if you like. There's a huge footfall, which just shows how triathlon and sport in general, cycling, has just really kicked off after the Olympics, which for anyone involved in the sporting industry, or indeed anyone involved in health and fitness, it's just really good to see. So that's really good.
So you have a training base in the Algarve in Portugal, yeah?
Yes, we have 5-star accommodation down in the Algarve in Portugal, about 25 minutes away from Faro International Airport, and we run camps out there from January through till June.
Okay, so let's go through a little scenario. I come along to your booth, I pick up a leaflet, I go along to your website, I presume it's trytrainingharder.com?
Yes, it is, trytrainingharder.com.
Okay, so I decide to book on for a camp in February. So what happens after that?
After that, you booked on, we take care of everything else except for the flights. So you book your flights separately, and then from there we'll welcome you into the Algarve at the airport, drive you down to the accommodation, just about 20 minutes away, 25 minutes away, and set you up with your first camp, depending what you want to do. If it's based miles, or if it's getting a bit of mileage in for a race coming at Abu Dhabi's obviously just taken place, prepping you for that, or anything you want really, we'll take it from there.
Okay, and you have qualified coaches down there?
Yes, we've got 2 level 3 qualified coaches, and we also have 3 level 2 coaches, so 5 coaches in all, including one of them's a Cat 1 cyclist, which is frustrating if you want to try and beat him up a hill.
Okay, so I come down there in February. You can still get a little chilly in the Algarve, so how do we take care of the swimming, for instance, which is it's always prone to the weather if you're outdoors?
We have use of one of the local pools, which is a 50-metre swimming pool, indoor and heated. So we've got used to that, and we do all our swim training in there for either technique-based work or more slightly harder sessions. But we also have the outdoor, or the ocean outdoors for open water swimming, where we can go and do anything in there. Nice golden sands beach, and then just dive in, coffee, hot chocolate, etc. afterwards, and everyone's quite happy. But that can be quite chilly depending on the wind direction more than anything else.
Yeah. Okay. So how many people do you normally have on your camps, or what's your capacity?
We really try and have small numbers. So we have camps for 24 people, give or take. We don't go much more than 24 if we can help it. Obviously with 5 coaches there, that means then we're looking at kind of 4 or 5 athletes per coach. This way you kind of get real experience, and you can actually talk to other people as well. It's not such a big camp or holiday where you don't really know everyone there. You can train alongside people, have a laugh, have a few drinks, or a party, a bit of a gathering in the evening, and just actually get to know people's stories, what they do. And as with most people who get involved in triathlon and sport, I mean, it's a very friendly sport, and that's what most people try and strive for on a holiday.
Do you have the facility there to cope if a club wanted to book in and bring 24 of their members down?
Indeed we do. We actually sponsor quite a few of the university clubs, Loughborough, Durham, Oxford, Exeter, I better remember them all, Nottingham as well, and they'll come down and take part in our training camps, and they bring quite a huge varied number of people. Some people obviously top end age groupers, some elite, other people are much more kind of sedentary is probably not quite the right word, but just do it purely for the enjoyment of the sport, or it's a new sport. So we take on groups as well as individuals.
And what about if a coach wanted to bring a group of people down? Would you be able to accommodate that as well, or would that provide a little bit of a conflict with your existing coaches?
Not at all. Keen to get as many people kind of doing sport, and obviously we know that the Algarve is a really great training destination. So if the coaches wanting to come, we've just set up an initiative for coaches who are wanting to use our location as a training base, and they can then still bring their athletes out, and we work with them to make sure that they get all the things they need to do out of it, and the best possible situation for them.
Give you a bit of a break, I guess, if they were doing all the work.
That would be a plan A, wouldn't it? Get everyone else to do the coaching and then running around for you, but I think I'd miss that a little bit.
Do you have the weather down there to be able to offer training all year round, or do you have to is there a couple of months where it's not really possible to do that?
If we wanted to, we could train and coach every single month out there. Indeed, last September we were doing some pre-World Championships camps for those going down to Auckland. We actually stop in June, and we run from January through to June. Part of the reason is purely that it gets quite busy down in the Algarve. It is a very popular destination over the summer months, but also from a coach's point of view, I find it quite difficult to try and persuade anyone that my worth as a coach in their race season is something which you can, is definitely worth doing. You come along, you're racing in a few weeks' time. I'm not going to do anything to change what you're wanting to do. You could get the same benefits by going somewhere like I don't know, the Lake District. If you get lucky enough with the British summer, you can have a great time, great miles on the bike, some good running trails. If you're beside a pool, you get some good swimming in. You don't need a coach necessarily to be there to tell you what to do. So that's one of the main reasons we don't run anything in the summer in the Algarve. But we are looking at doing something a little bit more kind of race orientated in some locations in the UK for the summer as well.
Right, and I'm not sure, did we cover the cost per person for one of your camps?
No, the crunch end really. No, it's £495 for a week-long training camp, and we also do long weekend breaks at £340. Those prices include transfers to and from the airport, all your food and drink costs whilst on the accommodation, coaching facilities, and all that side of things as well. Bike hire can be done but separately.
So I know there's a lot of people that have set up facilities in France, probably in the Alps, in Spain. You're the first that I've come across that's based in Portugal. Is that right?
I think there's one other a little bit further west from us, and another one a bit further north. Be rude to give out names, and they're based around as well. But I think they have a slightly different slant on what they're trying to achieve with their camps. But yeah, it's a bit of an untouched location. Obviously, you've got the Volta Algarve, which is a cycling tour which happens in February, and there's quite a few other cycling teams who do use it as a launch for the summer racing season. But otherwise, it's fairly untouched, which is quite nice from our point of view.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the Lisboa Triathlon, which is quite a popular event for British triathletes because it's early in the spring, isn't it, in April time? But I'm not really that familiar with the triathlons in Portugal. Do they have as vibrant a scene as you'd find in Spain and France?
There are a few triathlons taking place. Obviously, we've actually just partnered with the Lisboa Triathlon for 2013, offering a camp with a race on the end of it if you've got the legs left for it as well. But they've got their event up in Lisbon, and then there's also the European Cup race in April. So you have a few of the elites racing in that one, and that's based actually about 10 minutes away from where we're based. So we go down there, support, and we've had a few elite racers staying with us over the last year, and also this year as well coming up. And then the day after that is the Portuguese National Championships, which is draft legal, which can surprise us a little bit as we rocked up, and there's all these amateurs kind of herring around doing a draft legal race, which obviously is not very usual in the United Kingdom. But other than that, it's mainly kind of smaller based triathlons. I know we're in the process of setting up and organising a kids event for local kids, school children, competing amongst themselves and hopefully making it into school competition over the next couple of weeks. So that's taking place at the end of March. But otherwise, it's quite bizarre. The Portuguese are a very, very active nation, especially when it comes to football. But they're all very involved in outdoor sports like canoeing, running, long distance running, cycling, kayaking, I think I mentioned before, swimming, but not really all together. So triathlon's still to take off in a big way in Portugal, but it's got the great location for it, and I'm sure it's just a matter of time.
Well, they did have that's right, Vanessa Fernandez was the standout triathlete in ITU a couple of years ago, wasn't she?
Of course she was, and she definitely put triathlon out there for the Portuguese, and a lot of people are talking about her. They're still talking about her, but there doesn't seem to have been any young Portuguese person who's really come forward in the same sort of light as she has. So it's just been put on the back burner a little bit. But I think knowing the number of sports clubs out there, especially within the swimming pools and local swimming clubs, even just in the Algarve and the competition there, it's just going to be a matter of time before they do have the next person who's going to come out there, and they're going to be hopefully compete up there with her and push the limits a little bit for the Portuguese sport.
Right, well listen Phil, it's nice to hear that you're putting something back as well into the local community, so that's very commendable. So thanks very much for joining us. I hope it's been a successful show for you, and good luck with 2013 down in the Algarve.
Thank you very much, and congratulations on your website of the Year award. Well done.